About this close.
Holiday chimes. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Hillsborough on this beautiful spring morning. Showers to follow. We need those desperately to take care of the drought. But it is a season of celebration for many, if not most, of the world's religions. Jewish Passover, Christian Easter resurrection story, Muslim holy month of Ramadan, Buddha's birthday, earth-centered worshipers celebrating the spring equinox, and I'm sure there are many more. But here we at UUCH, being a covenant community centered in love, supporting our multiple individual faiths and practices, for our own we have our own special annual celebration, our own flower communion, a celebration of universal love. More details on that later as we keep adding flowers to the altar here. So to each and every one of you, here or online, whether you are a member, guest, friend, or for whatever reason or purpose brought you to join us today here on this beautiful April morning, we welcome you. And in the spirit of that good feeling, please turn to those around you and wish them a heartfelt good morning.
Good morning.
We'll have more social time after the service over coffee and treats, so we'll have plenty of time to share that warmth. My name is Dave Yelton. I'm the worship associate for today's service. I'll be assisting Linda Seligman, an invaluable member of our worship team, who has coordinated and will present today's special intergenerational service and our annual flower communion celebration. A little more about Linda a little bit later, why we're so lucky to have her as a member and lay leader here a little bit later in the service. Now, since we are a lay-led congregation with many folks behind the scenes who make our services possible, I want to take a moment to acknowledge everyone who makes these meaningful contributions to our community. So thank you, one and all. There we go. I see a clap, sorry. And I would like to recognize one sort of invisible group that had a miracle happen in this very space 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, everything that you see in here was removed and put in the back room or in the foyer, so that they could lay this beautiful new carpet in here that we've been longing for years. And then on Friday, after we did that Sunday, everything was moved back to where you see it today. So two miracles happened. G. Cooper Volkheimer was in charge of this organization. I don't see a lot of, whether anybody here that helped with that, let's stand up if you were part of that movement crowd. And a mention to Alan Julik and Grant Libramento, who provided dollies and carts to move all the heavy pieces like the cabinets to the back room. So it was a miracle in the works. Now, some of you may be visiting for the first time today and didn't know about the flower communion. Even though some of you came without a flower, don't worry. We brought plenty of extra that you can choose from to take as your special flower to take it home. A few quick reminders. It's always a good time to check. I just did turned off my cell phone to silent mode or turn it off. Second, it's also, you notice, we had our March experiment, which was shorter services followed by religious exploration classes for adults and children after the service. That experiment is over for now. We will be we'll be getting comments about how that went, what was good, what was questionable, what we can learn from that, and use that in the worship team to figure out what we would do with that later in the year. We won't be right away. So what I'm saying right now, starting with this Sunday, we'll have our regular service, except this is intergeneration because of the flower communion. But we will be having our regular services followed by coffee and social time, but no religious education after the services. Shauna, would you like to? Yeah, here you are. You have a quick statement.
There will be an Easter egg hunt following the service. Anybody who's interested in hunting eggs, meet in the RE room, and we will determine how many eggs you can look for and give you directions.
And whether we're doing it inside or not.
Well, the eggs
They're
are
already
outside, so yeah.
Always weather permitting. Well, we've started our announcements. If there are other announcements, we will list those at this time. So if you have another announcement that is not on the back of the order of service or has already been mentioned, please come to the side mic and share that with our community.
Hi, I'm Alicia, and I want to let you know that at the end of this month is Earth Month, and so the Justice team, in the spirit of Earth Justice, will be showing a documentary called Beyond Boundaries, the Science of Our Planet, and that's in honor of Earth Day. It'll be on the 26th, the last Sunday of this month, right after the service.
That should be short on announcements for a change. If there are no more announcements, let's create our sacred space for our time together by lighting our chalice. And our chalice lighter today is Jacob. We're hiding a chalice a bit.
I hope the flowers don't catch fire.
I thank you guys.
That's up to you, buddy.
And our chalice lighting reading for today is Universal Love by Reverend Susan Frederick Gray. As we light our chalice this morning, may we be mindful of how radical and powerful love is, and how dangerous those who use fear perceive love to be. May we know how necessary and essential it is to keep alive the message of universal love, of humanity and human dignity, of reverence for life, all creation, in our hearts and in our actions. We are now among the keepers of that flame. Our opening hymn is Hold Fast to Love. We're going to have words on the screen, but they are in your order of service, and Aviva will play through it so that we can become familiar, and we'll have some voices up front to help guide you. Please rise in body or spirit.
Oh, fast love, for it's not wrong. morning, everyone. Good to see you all. I know it's a tricky morning, right? You've got Easter Bunny coming and various things happening in the morning, and I really appreciate that you've taken this time to be with us today. By the way, we have activity books for the bags for the kids. There are some special coloring activities that have something to do with today. And there are also pipe cleaners for people of all ages. It's back in the corner. Yeah.
Anyone who might want to fiddle.
Yeah. Fiddling is good. This reading is Travelers Upon the Earth by Elizabeth Strong. Enter into the communion of flowers with joyful hearts. Enter in with reverent thoughts. It has taken long months beneath cold ground for these flowers to prepare for their blooming. It has taken each of us long times of growth through sorrow and joy to prepare for our living now. The blooming season is short. The flowers stay only for a brief time. We are travelers upon the earth. Travelers, though all too brief sometimes. Therefore, let our moments be beautiful. Let them be bountiful. Let us rejoice in our unique colors, aromas, sounds. Let us celebrate together in love, that we take with us the memory of golden hours together among the flowers.
Ours is a welcoming community where we find connections, a sharing community where our joys are celebrated, and a caring community where our sorrows are lessened. Each Sunday we take some time to reflect on the special happenings that have occurred since the last time we came together. Some choose to share aloud, others choose to remain silent and drop a stone. Here we make room for both. So first, for those of you who would like to share aloud, take a moment to center yourself, collect your thoughts, so that what you have to share this morning is personal, heartfelt, and brief enough so that everyone can share. Now, for those of you joining us online, we are live streaming the service today. There will be a short break while people here speak. We do not stream the audio or video during the sharing, what is shared in this space. If you would like to share your joy or concern with us and you're viewing this online, please put it in the chat and tell us if you would like it to be read aloud, and we'll drop a stone for you. So now, for those of you here, please come forward. For those of you who would prefer to silently acknowledge your joys and sorrows remaining in your heart, I invite you to come to the altar and release a stone into the vase in silence while Aviva plays the meditative hymn, I Know This Rose Will Open. After she plays through it one time, we're all invited to sing together. We hold all these things within the heart of this community, both spoken and unspoken. Now, remaining silent for a moment, let us consider what has been shared and how we might respond. Let us close together with an Amen and blessed be. Amen.
Amen.
Blessed be.
be.
At this time each Sunday, we take a monetary offering which supports our social justice work in Orange County communities. This month, our plate offering goes to OCIM, Orange Congregations in Mission. Several members here volunteer with OCIM through the Meals on Wheels program, and many shop at the thrift shop, where all the proceeds go to support Samaritan Relief Program and offers assistance in the form of food, rent, and utility assistance to our county's citizens. So we thank you for your generosity. You can either use cash or a check. If you write a check, put plate in the subject line, or go online with the QR code in your program or on our website. Now we have a offering by the Songbirds.
Splendor of the skies, for the love that's brought on earth, for the brand around his eyes, for the beauty of the earth, for the splendor of the skies, for the love that's brought on earth, for the brand around his eyes. Holy rain, straight falling rain, for grateful rain. For grateful
Please join me in our affirmation of collective gratitude. For the love that surrounds us every morning, for the friends beside us, and for the generous gifts just received, let us be truly grateful. Now let me take a moment before I hand the program over to Linda. Linda's a longtime UU member since the mid-1980s and also practices Zen Buddhism. She's married with 2 grown and married children and has 2 grandbabies, and she says 1 on the way. She's a retired public school teacher and then more recently became certified as a hospital chaplain. She's been a valued lay member here at UUCH for many years, having served on the government council, has been a representative to our, on multiple occasions, to our UU General Assembly yearly, and she once served as the moderator of this congregation with courage and grace during some especially challenging times, as I recall. And she just loves flowers. I think you can tell that. So I turn it over to Linda.
Thank you. I know what's not to like about all these flowers, you know, the colors and the vibrancy. Oh, yeah, but these aren't the pollen that affect most of us. This is heavy pollen. I study plants. So welcome and happy Easter. So today we will be honoring a uniquely Unitarian Universalist flower communion or celebration. This is the story about Norbert Chopek's flower ceremony. He's the creator of the flower communion. Originally, he was a Catholic, then a Baptist, and he became a minister after founding a dozen churches from Ukraine to Budapest in his native land of Czechoslovakia. However, his faith became increasingly liberal, imagine that, and the government perceived him to be a threat, and so he was forced to leave. He accepted a call to serve at a Baptist church in New York City until one day in 1919, he wrote in his diary, "I cannot be a Baptist anymore, even in compromise. The fire of new desires, new worlds is burning inside of me." He's having quite the revelation there. So Norbert and his wife, Maya, joined a Unitarian church in New Jersey in 1921. But when World War I ended, he and his family returned to Czechoslovakia. He created a Unitarian church called Prague Liberal Religious Fellowship that was known for being a welcoming community and offering uplifting hymns, which was an alternative to Prague's largely Catholic community. This was especially needed since his congregants were suffering from the deprivations and consequences from World War I. One day, he was taking a walk and saw a flower growing from the bare earth. He was struck by both its beauty and resilience and was inspired to share that uplifting feeling with his congregation. So he decided to create a ceremony where people would bring a flower from the fields, roadsides, or their homesteads to church on Sunday. They would put them into vases on the table before the service, and each person would take home a different one than the one they brought before at the end of the service. In Norbert's lasting idea by Laurel Whitehouse, she noted that, like the resilient flowers, he could see that the uniquely beautiful faces of the congregants were also bursting with smiles of warmth and hope as they felt the powerful forces of growth and possibility in nature and in each other. He called that feeling the hidden cry for harmony within the infinite. The hidden cry for harmony within the infinite. that each person feels inside. When they chose a flower to take home, those seeds of hope and harmony and fellowship went with them and began to grow in their hearts and spirits. However, with World War II, the peace ended. The Nazis accused him of listening to foreign broadcasts. They arrested him and sent him to Dachau concentration camp. Undaunted, he continued holding flower ceremonies with his fellow prisoners to hold universal beauty, hope, and love. Although his life ended there, his wife Maya wanted to continue his legacy and brought the flower ceremony to the Unitarian Church in Cambridge, Massachusetts. We Unitarian Universalists continue honoring this flower ceremony tradition as we are today. In your honor. So we honor his bravery, his commitment to humanity, our continuity with our ancestors, and the commitment to live in spirit, courage, and hope, that even in the midst of sinister days, we can always see the light of beauty and hope and love in each other. I hope you see each other in the beauty of the flowers before us. And now comes the flower communion processional. And so what we would like you to do is make a line going up this aisle. You'll take a flower and you'll exit that aisle and go back to your seats. And please choose a flower that you feel drawn to, that seems to have some meaning to you. And we'll be singing hymn number 78, Color and Fragrance, which was written by Norbert Chopek, by the way, while people come forward. So come on up and form a line. Head back to your room.
Starry heavens, yours almost land. Life brightly glowing, sowing in harmony, God's vision growing. Like mountain passes, depths of the ocean, to all the grasses, green rings and small, with the light gently glowing, word of the wordless song, God's vision growing. Delicate beings, they swing and sparrow, field and forest, over and narrow,
there you have it, the flower communion. Bring that up, everybody. Now we have a closing hymn where you can all rise in body or spirit. Number 61, Lo, the Earth Awakes Again.
And what's wonderful about this is that as we are doing this today, as we're celebrating this ceremony, the flowers, so are Unitarian Universalists worldwide. So this is a shared ceremony. So this reading is based on Remembering Our International Family of Faith by William G. Sinkford. In the presence of these flowers, these representatives of creation's profound beauty, diverse and unique, but related and interdependent. These flowers which come to us as gifts from we not know where, and which we in turn have chosen to bring to our shared and common altar as gifts to one another. In their presence, we turn our thoughts to the mystery, beyond the mysteries, to the most sacred, which we never understand fully, but which we are granted revelatory glimpses of in each of these flowers, in each of your faces, and through relationships with neighbors near and far, and fellow Unitarian Universalists. May they remind us of grace that we have known in days past, forgiveness we have been granted and provided, love unearned and shared, recovery begun and established, generosity unforeseen and most sacred. May they inspire us now and in days to come to seek, notice, embrace, and recreate beauty unto the world as exuberantly as these flowers. For all Unitarian Universalists around the world, may the meaning and message of the flower communion be alive in our hearts, inviting us to be faithful partners in the creation of the beloved community and guiding us toward right relationship with all our neighbors, near and far, our flowers of universal love. Amen, and blessed be.
Now please join me as we extinguish our sacred UU flames. It's in your order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are joined together again. Go in peace, my friends, and blessed be.